So, it is Sunday the 18th of May. We are getting ready to go to pre-release to see what we can get from our Destined Rivals packs. But first, we're going to have to play a challenge where I'm going to play a silly little Blaziken EX deck. I'm hoping that when we start the pre-release, I'm unsure whether I want to go for the meta call of trying to do big Ethan's Typhlosion stuff, or maybe I want to see what I get and maybe see if there's any fun stuff we can do. So if you're interested, let me know if you think I'm going to get a cool promo, and we'll go on a little adventure. See you in a little bit. Now, while pre-release Gareth goes on a little wander off to Board and Sword in Lancaster, I thought we'd talk about a few things that maybe you want to take with you to your pre-release event so you're all ready to go. So let's put across the wobbly pig table and see what we can get. So when attending a pre-release, I recommend you take with you the following items. A playmat to have a nice level gaming surface and to make it easier to pick up your cards. The important part of pre-release is the cards that you're pulling and the deck you're playing, and maybe you get some good pulls, so I recommend taking with you a pack of sleeves so you can have your deck easier to shuffle and not damage any expensive cards you may want to play. I also recommend taking with you some dice and indicators for status effects. If not, I'm sure if you've got some coins in your pocket you can make that work. And lastly, the most important part of pre-release is waiting for it. I'm sure there's enough there. Let's see if Garrett's made it to Board and Sword yet. So, before the box opening, I asked people to vote on what they thought I was going to get. Moment of truth, and here we go. It's Tyranitar, which nobody voted for. We didn't get the Ethans that everyone had hoped for, but now we're going to have to see what the other half of the box is. Oh, there I was trying to be cool. So while I'm fumbling with this packet, I'm going to quickly explain to you how our pre-release is going to work. It was a 16-man pre-release, which means it's a 3-round event. It's a 40-card deck, and you put down 4 prize cards instead of the usual 6. Then you play your 3 rounds, and at the end you get 3 more packs for your attendance, where you can then get sick pulls and then maybe look at what it could have been. So we got the Wheezing Heartless do this. We got Rocket's Unusual Avatar, so we all know what we're going to get from the preview. My son quickly shows me that he's got Dondozo EX, which could have been cool. So we're going through, got the Archer, which is our unfair stamp. So we've got a 4-2 Wheezing line, we know that. We've got the 4-2-3 Tyranitar line. We've got the Ultra Ball as one of our generics, which we suspected, which I'm pretty confident comes with Tyranitar. We've got a Youngster. We've got, is that the second Rocket Energy? Rocket's great ball, so we've got good ball search available to us. The Lacey, which is also what we speculated would be with the Tyranitar deck or the Team Rocket stuff. So the thing that we're not going to have here is the Mimikyu as the promo for the other half, the Wheezing Hearth. So more Rocket's Energy, I think we're good for that. So that's at least 2 I can see. We've got Proton, which I just love the art of that card. And then Wheezing, Switch, Dark Energy. So 1, 2, I can see them there. We have 3 Team Rocket's Energy, which is absolutely unreal. Oscar's got a Mimikyu I can see across from us. He's also got the Wheezing stuff. I think he's got the Ethan's Typhlosion. So we're sorting out the packs into an order that we find preferable. We want Rocket stuff, so in my head we're going to do the Rockets packs last. And we're going to open Ethan's Ho-Ho and see what delights are ahead of us. What we really would love is maybe another Rocket's Energy. To really be, Torchic, my little boy, I love Blaziken EX, so that's going straight into my deck. Rotom we don't care about. The Nidoring could be cool. Steam's Carbink unfortunately isn't helpful for us here, but maybe when we do the starter decks for some reason, Unreal Zoom. Additional Proton so it can be very consistent. A 3rd Murkrow, a Cyndaquil. A Judge could be huge, having like a hand disruption effect, especially in an event where people have rare candy, Ethans, stuff like that. We can play around certain options when we come to them and see them. So let's see what else we can get. Pack 2, Cynthia. What's Cynthia got in store for us? We've got a Greedy Little Boy, we've got Relor, which is a reprint, we've got the Corrosive Sludge, so I don't think we're doing that. The Houndour, Mudsdale is too much, but it would go with our fighting type Pokemon in the Tyranitar. It is sandwich time, so we can have a full picnic basket with a sandwich and some croissants. Arbok is cool, but I don't think it's playable. The Chingling could have been interesting as another free retreat option. And then we're just onto the energy card. Let's see what the group of Team Rocket grunts can provide for us. Well, we see Electabuzz, which is one of my favourite pocket cards for the Volkner deck. Cynthia's Gibble. We got a Skarmory, a Smoliv. Maybe we get something cool. More Arven's cards. The Cynthia Spirit Bomb. Ethans, this is a very trainy heather pack. The Nidorina, Raticate, I'm there thinking maybe we can do something. We also get our own Dondozo with the Avenging Bellow attack. I think we have a little Dondozo gang celebration at the table. So, final pack. We are desperately after something to help boost up the Tyranitar deck. I don't really want to play the Weezing lineup because it lines up with your opponents. Or this could be the dream, the Tyranitar Mareep Ampharos. Ooh, Tarantula is pretty big. Ogapon, not so bad. The Porygon's too little too late unless we're somehow to get all these. We've got the best card in pre-release, got the Team Rocket's Mimikyu. We've got the full Spidops line, that is sick. A second Skarmory and Gorbis. Not going to do anything for us, so we'll see you in the deck building. So, we've come back home to the Wobbly Pig table, and we're going to talk about what deck we ended up building. We had some issues while we were there at the event. It was very loud, so you'll probably get a lot of me talking over things as we go through the gameplay as well. So what did we build? That's the important thing. As you've seen, we've got both of the rocket halves of the decks, so let's see what we can do. We've got Tyranitar. We've gone for it. We went big into this. So as you'll have seen from the pulls, we did get 3 rocket energy. So the 3 rocket energy really make this viable to us. So as soon as I saw that and we had the deck building time, we ended up having to speed build some stuff as well as we were helping the guys next to us. The last pack really helped us out with the Spidops Tarantula. The fact that it powers itself up, so if you get KO'd while you're trying to do the Tyranitar stuff, you can like build this up in the background. It's always helpful. We're playing the best card in the pre-release format. We're playing the Mimikyu. Mimikyu was actually useful for the free retreat stuff. So if you get the Mimikyu, which we didn't, we got the Switch card, not the Mimikyu. We went with that and we ran with it. And then we just ran the one Murkrow. The Deceit concept seemed like a good idea to me for being able to look for a supporter. We'll see how it pans out in the games. And then we're on 2 supporters with that being mentioned. So we pulled the extra Proton. We want consistency. As you've probably seen if you watch Build and Battle Rivals, we really care about being able to do what we want to do as soon as possible. Having a big boy like this, as great as the Sandstorm ability is, there is problems. 1 Archer, Unfair Stamp is good in Standard. It's probably amazing in pre-release, so let's see how that one works out for us. We've got ourselves Lacey, who in pre-release, if we lose a prize, we're drawing 8 cards, so that's our research replacement. I think she's pretty good. As well, we got lucky to get double Youngster from our kit, and then from our packs, we were blessed with this reverse holo Judge. So, especially with the Ethan's Adventure, unless they've got the Quivlava set up, you're able to do some cool stuff like send Typhlosions back into the hands. And then we're on to items. One of the great things we got is we got the Rocket's Great Ball, which allowed us to be able to set up Pupitar or maybe find the Spidops. So there's options there. We've got the Buddy Buddy Poffin for the 2 little guys that we want to see. And then we've got Ultra Ball for anything that we may want to get. We've got quite a slim Pokemon line. Even by pre-release standards, I think we were pretty tight. We got the Rare Candy. The optimism with Rare Candy is you go first, you Larvitar, you then Rare Candy it into a Tyranitar, and then you build up on the bench was the concept. Again, we're going to go into the games and we're going to talk about things as they shake out.
We got the switch, which is great. And to go with the Buddy Buddy Poffin, we got the sandwich combo. So we've got lunch and dessert available to us. Heal 30 is not amazing, but sometimes it can skew the maths in a pre-release format to your favour. And then the stars of the show, 3 Rocket Energy. If we didn't have this, I'd have been going for Wheezing, but we got a pretty broken pre-release kit, which meant that we could really focus on the Tyranitar package. And then we've just got, I believe, 6 fighting, because most of what we want is that fighting energy, 5 grass, just so we can do the thing. So it's time to go into the games, and let's see how us role-playing Teams Rocket's Proton would be.
So on with game 1, and we're up against Jarrell, who is a frequent player at our local league. Now we're just settling up who's going to go first here, and we all have the basics all set up and ready to go. Like most pre-release events, you are playing a best of 1, and it's 3 rounds. So here we go. I revealed the Tyranitar, the Larvitar, and he reveals the Ethan's Slugma. Make your own jokes up there. He's got the Cyndaquil. So what happens is he's going to attach the fire energy. Now I can't see his hand despite what you can see on the camera, but I make the read given what he's done, and he passes. He's got the Typhlosion and perhaps Rare Candy in hand. I put down the second Larvitar because I want to have a strong start. And in my opening hand I actually have, we're going to see it now. I'm thinking about it. I'm looking at my options. But in my hand I believe I've got Judge. So we're going to play down the Rocket Energy. I'm working out if there's anything in my hand I want to do. I do have the Murkrow, I believe, in hand, and there's the Judge. So that takes away him being able to set up an early Ethan's play, potentially, especially if he's got the Typhlosion, because attacking for 1 is still pretty big. One of the benefits here as well is that this deck, as you'll have seen in the deck profile, has 3 Team Rocket Energy, which is absolutely huge. So we've cut. I'm going to draw my 4 and see what we can do. Now, talking to him, oh, there we go, Big Mill. I munch him and we can discover that he's got the Arvin stuff in hand and in his deck. So we've got rid of a big bulky EX that could have been problematic for us. So we've given him the old munch for 10. He's going to hit us with Slugma for 20. Now, I believe that one of the great things about the deck that we've made is consistency, and here we go. We've got the Pupitar, we've got Grass Energy for the Spidops, but clearly it's not there. We've got a Youngster, so if you can, in pre-release, support her every turn, you are in a really strong position. So I'm probably here, I'm probably looking for maybe something like maybe the Fighting Energy ready for next turn, or I'm waiting to maybe get a Pupitar for the other Larvitar so I can be all set up, and maybe another Pokemon. So I've gone in, I've done the 30, I've gone into the Tyranitar, and this is really strong with so many basics that are all going to take 20 damage in the checkup. I was just quickly checking that he'd done the Slugma. One of the great things about Jarrell is he's very game state aware. You'll see me remind him a few times about the 20s, and he's so ahead of the thought process that he's already doing them. So he's working out what to do here. He's got the MC's Hype, which I think is a great card. Unfortunately, he's not taken a prize yet, so he's not getting the benefit, or should I say I've not taken a prize. He's poffering, and he's trying to get as much stuff out, but in the face of Tyranitar, it's 20 every checkup. It's not just yours, it's both players' checkup. It's like a poison, we're taxing him. And he's gone in, poffined, realised that, and I think he's just doing a deck check to see what's available to him. He's got the Arvin Sandwich, which if he got the Mass Positive EX out, there we go. So he's hit me for 20 again. I'm going to Rocket Ball. It's basically capturing Roma, so I've flipped the tails, which means I can get an evolution, I believe. No, sorry, a basic. Heads is for an evolution, tails is for a basic. So I'm just weighing up my options here and seeing what we can do. We do go for the Murkrow, so we've got another one. I don't know what I ask him here. I think I ask him if he wants to cut. I find the Fighting Energy at 180, so this is knocked out. Now, if he were a bigger Pokemon, you'd discard an energy and then it's a knockout, but he only had the 1 energy on there. He's taken the 20 again. Those Cyndaquil are not long for this world. I think he suddenly realised that like he can attack Yeah, he's scooping it up. He's realised that if he doesn't do anything, he attacks, I take 2 prizes, and then whatever he puts up, I just knock out. So here we are, the Glory of Team Rocket versus Glory of Team Rocket. This is Ricky, who seems to be a newer player, who seemed very excited for Destined Rivals. He was so determined that I had the Ethan's kit and was going to body him, so I think he was quite pleasantly surprised that it was a Tyranitar mirror match. So he's off to the races here. He's got the energy, he's got the Larvitar, he's got the Shaman, which I think for pre-release is a weird pick because there's not a lot of things off the top of my head that are doing like a Dragapult attack. I'm just setting up my bench here, and because I've been forced to go second again, I'm going to munch him. I'm unsure how well this play works out for me, and there goes the Staryu. So he's Tyranitar Misty. We'll see how far he's gone into that. Now he's got a Nest Ball. Compared to me, I think this opening hand, there you go, I've got a Pupitar in hand. I think I've got another energy card. So I've played nearly everything out so far. But he's played an item card. He's well ahead of us. So I'm getting ready for a lot of counters, and like I said before, if you can play a supporter every turn, you are in a really good position. He's miles ahead of us. He's got a Lapras set up, he's got everything set up. I was just having a quick read to make sure I was getting Sandstream right, because obviously I can't pick up my copy of my deck. So let's draw for turn, see what happens. I get a Rocket Great Ball. We get the heads, which means I can find an evolution to turn off the Sandstream. I don't know what he's asking me there. I get the Pupitar so that I can maybe I've got Pupitar already in hand and one here. So let's evolve one and let's evolve the other because we need to do this. So in hindsight, I'm maybe regretting that turn 1 munch. Why am I attaching here? He's so far ahead. So he's got Fighting Energy, Water Energy, and I know what he's got, so he's gone into this. He needs to take 20. Now I believe we have a quick discussion over Shaman for those of us that are playing. Yeah, I remind him about the 20 here. Again, he's a new player and the cards are new to me as well. He's pretzeling as people are calling it, for a supporter card. Sorry, a trainer card, not a supporter card. So I don't know what he's looking for here. But even if in this format, he's going for a Great Ball, so he's trying to dig for maybe the Staryu. Try and reduce the damage taken. There he goes for a Staryu. But yeah, he's so far ahead of us in the game state, and for some reason what I should have done here, I think, is I should have actually stuck the second energy onto the Pupitar. Because doing what I'm doing now, putting up the Murkrow to die, I would have had another turn. So here I'd have had Fighting Energy, Grass Energy, and then been hoping for Rocket's Energy to go through. But yeah, he's well ahead of us at this point. I'm pretty sure this is game. There you go. I've got my own sandwich from my bakery. I finally play Youngster, so we're what, 4 turns in, I've youngstered for the first time. He is so far ahead of us in deck advantage, field advantage. I've got a strong suspicion that everything I want to see is in my prizes. There was a Tarantula there I just saw for the Spidops. Oh, the other Larvitar. But yeah, he's got this sewn up. Whatever I put up, I can Pupitar into a Tyranitar. I can put some chip damage on. Everything else takes 20, and then next turn he basically hits me and hits me again, unless I've got Rare Candy Tyranitar, but by then it's too late. He's one-shotting me. So yeah, this is where the conversation happens with Shaman. So Shaman cares about attacks, not abilities. So it's a great card when we come to Standard, but it's not going to be an amazing card in the pre-release event. It could be helpful from time to time. There may be 1 or 2 in the format that are not sticking into my mind right now as we talk through the game. What's he put 20 onto the Pupitar for? Maybe a misplay on his behalf? But yeah, he knocks me out. And then, as I say here, I Rare Candy, I put the 20 on. The Proton does nothing here. I'm just doing stuff to do stuff. With Ricky being a new player, I don't want to scoop up. I want him to beat me to have like the victory. So yeah, I'm saying here he can do this. I'm explaining a play where he's on about is Mimikyu bad, and it's like, oh well, if I've got the Giovanni, I can play the Giovanni and do this play if I'm not. So yeah, he, as I say here, got everything. It's the game. So here we go, we're 1-1. Can we restore glory for Team Rocket, or are we going to be blasting off again to a 1-2 defeat? So we're up against Ben in game 3, and we're just shuffling up here right now. Earlier on in the day, we'd actually had a store challenge, and me and Ben were also game 3 on a 1-1 record. So it was a very consistent Sunday. So I believe Ben has chosen to go first and making me go second. So he's setting up. He is playing the Grimer that discards your opponent's Pokemon. So we see Fire Energy and a Cyndaquil, not what we want to see. This is the second Ethan's deck of the day, and he's also open Poffin, so he's going in there big. We'll have to see what we respond with. I think, is it going to be the classic Munch? And he's got the Pichu out. The Pichu is very tasty for us because it is also weak to fighting. So we could potentially do a turn where we set up like a little multiple prize turn depending on Ben's choices. So let's cut up after that. The Wheezing Coughing deck was actually one of the choices we had, and I chose not to use it because it actually cares about all of them in play, not just our own. So there goes a Murkrow just in case we have to play anything. Here we go, we're going to do it. Oh, we've got a Youngster. So like I said earlier, being able to play supporters consistently and get stuff out of your hand and into your deck and back out, it could be huge. This looks pretty good, and we got a Proton for the following turn. Is that an Archer I saw? I saw something else. So it's also weak to fighting when we do the attack. So we munch for 20 and do the discard. So Ben's attaching to the Cyndaquil. Whenever I see this, I'm just paranoid, but he's passed. He's not got the Dark Energy to try and make me discard that. In we go for the Proton. So we get another Larvitar, and we're going to get the Mimikyu, we get the Tarantula. So that means I must have deck checked for the Spidops and a third Larvitar. So I'm going big into being able to set up multiple stage 2s here. Is that my aim? Hopefully I've got the Pupitar in hand, and then we can maybe set up a KO here. So we're making some choices here, I can see. There we go, going for the Great Ball. It is a heads, so that means we're looking for a basic. Oh, sorry, evolution. I will get this right. So in for the Pupitar, we get there. We're going to evolve. It does 60, and then we also do the 20. And then everything here goes into 20. So Ben has some choices to make here as we sort out dice. So if I was him, what am I going up with? He goes up with the Pichu. So the Pichu's just going to die to the effect, but he can get in for damage, put his attachment elsewhere. Oh, has he got Quilava out? Or did he just Ethan's there? I'm seeing a lot of stuff just happening. He has got the Quilava, so that must have been an Ultra Ball. And then he's doing all the Quilava things for the setup. He's going to play the Ethans. He's going to get set up a second Quilava to get the other Ethans. Is he going to get the Typhlosion here, or is he just going to get the energy? Or he's going for the energy. There's a lot of deck searching. Has he not got the Typhlosion, or is he already holding it? He's gone for 2 fire energy, so potentially we've dodged him having a Typhlosion available. So the second Quilava, go for the other Ethan, ready for next turn. We're in a pretty strong position here. So we've got the Tarantula. Oh, was that a Spidops I just saw in my hand? So Spidops is really strong because its ability is energy acceleration to itself. So let's see what we've got here. We've got the Tyranitar, we're doing all the damage. We take a prize because the Pichu has only got 30 HP. We did have the Spidops in hand. Look at that beautiful little boy. And then I think, did I see Ultra Ball a second ago? Ultra Ball, Grass Energy, and the Mimikyu that we just searched for. See, it has a powerful use in pre-release. It is a discard. So we can discard the grass, we can accelerate the grass, we're getting the other Tyranitar out, so we can, if he does anything, we can always have this going. I'm umming and ahhing because I can power up the Spidops and I can just sit this here and see what happens. We have 2 prize cards to take, and we will then have 30, 60, 90 available to us. We're judging, so we're going to get rid of the Ethans, even though we can just Quilava for it again. The hand advantage, we're not cutting 1, 2, 3, yeah, and I respond in kind. Has got the Weezings found off the judge. I'm going to 180 this. Oh, sorry, it's not 180, it's 20 for just the Sandstream, so we have to pass. I'm being very optimistic with the attack for 2 energy there. So he's setting up, I think he's suddenly realised that the Weezing cares about the Coffins in play. I think Ben mistook this for an in-discard attack. So he's Quilavering for the Ethans. We just see a Rocket Energy there. Maybe that's his one way. He was maybe hoping to just play the 1 or 2 Rockets Energy that comes in his kit and try and run it that way. We'll have to find out. So some deck choices are being made. I just need to attack next turn and then I kind of one-shot everything. Let's have a look here. So yeah, I think Ben's just explaining some things in deck, or wanting me to cut because they've checked the researching. There goes the 7. The Rocket Energy has been found, and we're going to do 40 because of the Rocket Energy. So let's have a look. We've got the gangs all here. I'm checking to see if I can Spider here, so I can have a fully charged Spider. I haven't discarded any other energy other than the grass. Rocket's energy, so I can start 180ing. I take a prize, and I think this is the point where Ben's realising that the Typhlosion is not there. I think this is just the go for the attack for game. Let's draw, and then what happens here? We've got the second grass, and then we just go for game. GG's. So we went 2-1. You'll have to tell me what you think of the games. Do you think I made any mistakes, or do you think I did as well as I could with the hands that were dealt to us? I'd like to thank everyone at Board and Sword for a really round and well event, and my opponents. Everyone had a great time. There were some new guys who were sat next to me, and it was great helping new players come into the game, learn the options, and also to talk about some of the things that me and you have seen on this channel. So I've pulled 3 packs. I should really say these are what you get for playing the pre-release. I'm just very excited to open them. So these are the cards that we've got to open. We've got Giovanni, Ho-Ho, and Generic Rocket. How about we start with generics first, named characters last. So let's see what we can get from these. If you've got any hopes for what we can pull here, what I really would like to see is a full art Crobat. I think that looks great. So we'll get rid of the code card, energy to the front, see if I remember the trick. So yeah, Dark, Dipplin, Electrike, Tallow, Slugma, you can finish the joke. This would have been amazing in pre-release. We had the Rare Candy, we had the Mareep, we would have been able to go for the whole full load Rock Throw deck. That would have been pretty cool as well. The Cornerstone Ogerpon would have gone big for us. This whole pack would have been amazing. The enemy himself, Ethan's Quilava, we actually went and beat both of those. It was just the mirror match, wasn't it? Rocket's Watchtower and something. Oh, I like that Annihilate. I think it's cool. I don't think it's going to do a lot for us, but I think there's options available to us. Now then, what do we think pack number 2's got in store for us? Let's find out, shall we? So, when you open this, remember your code cards don't come live for a couple of weeks. And then you can go nuts. So the grass, I need this for my challenge deck because I love Blaziken.
Then Nidorin, Stevens Carbink, we can have the collection. Arvin Squover, which we already had. Team Porygon Z, if you want to discard your whole hand into Rocket supporters, you can do that. Team's Houndoom, Energy Recycler would have been really cool. Reverse Holo Larvitar, a Squovert, Rabaska EX. This caused a reprint to happen in set, but it looks lovely, doesn't it? So, we've got Giovanni left. What can Giovanni bless us with? Let's get all my mess aside. This has to be one of the scrubbiest openings I've ever done. So, let's just get them aside, flip it over, energy. Let's see, can I keep my hands nice and tight? So, Lightning for the Joltik players, Arvin's Toadstool, Marnie's Impidimp. That'll be impending when I get hold of the build battle the rivals decks. Boozle, Porygons, TM Machine, search for 3 Pokemon tool cards. Hippowdon, Marnie's Morgrim, we just need a Grimmsnarl. Growlithe, possibly the best card we could get. This will be very pre-release, standard playable. This is absolutely gorgeous. And the additional Spidops, that's beautiful. If you've stuck with me so far, as usual, thank you for spending time with me here at the channel. Tell me what you've seen that really impressed you and anything cool caught your eye. I look forward to seeing you next time we do something. I've got another pre-release on Wednesday. Until then, stay safe